match bronze medalist, Pelossian. Pelossian currently in third overall. His last clean and jerk was 212, so this would take him up to 400, and he is slightly heavier than Bagheri, but it would put him into second overall. Both, and second, of course, in the clean and jerk.
But looking at this...
no, it actually wouldn't. It would take him into the lead in the clean and jerk.
Looking at this clean and jerk competition, I still wouldn't write off KOLECKI.
Well, KOLECKI at 220 for the first lift.
Holds the world record at 232.5.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's having a great day.
And the Armenian lifters generally here have looked in very good condition. They've been well prepared, and takes the lead in the clean and jerk, and overall just in second place. Bagheri and Pelossian tied on 400 kilos. So PASHAEV now trying for a 5 kilo increase, which will also take him up to 400 kilos. So if he does this, he does take the overall lead, and he does lead in the clean and jerk by virtue of his lighter body weight. So this is the man who is the junior world champion, who is the European champion. And it's 2.5 kilos inside the weight that he achieved at the junior worlds. And he's got 30 seconds in which to get the bar moving. I mean, really has progressed, David, since he moved up after the Olympic Games from 85 kilos.
This is better. Needs to breathe and hold.
That's 200% better than he did on the first lift when he was really struggling for oxygen. And new leader, PASHAEV, Azerbaijan, 3 men on 400 kilos. Still KOLECKI waiting in the wings. And seemingly, David, happy to open on 220. Vakarchuk now, the second of the Moldavians in the lineup. Now this is another 5 kilo increase. This would take him up to 390 overall. Vakarchuk, 93 kilos 30, so as far as the clean and jerk competition is concerned, he would actually move into second place.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
Certainly proved me wrong. I didn't think he had it in him, but he does, and that's a good effort there. Remember, he failed the first at 212, he got it the second time, and that's his third lift, and he totals out there at 387.5.
That's right. So now the mental battle on this one. Deadlifted, just pulled it to his waist and was scared to go under. So as one of his coaches said to him,
well, Vakarchuk, the man who just lifted, is in 6th place. Stoyanov at the moment is 7th overall, and even if he lifts this, David, he's a little bit heavier than Vakarchuk, so he's not going to change anything in the overall.
No, he's just hoping to maybe get into the medals on the clean and jerk.
I don't think so. I think he's just focusing on his own program at the moment.
I don't think he wants to do it. Well, it's good. Well, he deserves that.
Well done, and he moves into 3rd place in the clean and jerk rankings for the moment anyway.
So he's fighting himself on that one.
So PASHAEV from Azerbaijan, the leader, has one clean and jerk left. Pelossian of Armenia has one left. BAGHERI 2, Koroush of Greece 2, and KOLECKI, of course, has 3. And this is the moment when we think that KOLECKI is likely to make his appearance at 220 kilos, David. I think this would be an appropriate moment, and so it is. Here he is, the 20-year-old Pole. It's a conservative start. It would it would boost him up to 392.5 kilos. He weighs 93.74, so it would put him into 5th. Yes, it would put him into 5th overall.
But into the lead on the clean and jerk.
Absolutely.
Yes, and he's probably thinking, if only I'd have snatched that 177.5, I might be able to pull it back in the clean and jerk, but surely it's not possible.
Well, a lot depends on BAGHERI and PASHAEV. Remember, PASHAEV's only got a couple of lifts left. BAGHERI, is he as good as we thought? Maybe he isn't. But there's 7.5 kilos at the moment separating PASHAEV and KOLECKI. That's still a lot. And remember, KOLECKI's heavier than both BAGHERI and PASHAEV. So it's effectively 10 kilos down now. He's pulled back 2.5 with that. Now Koroush. This is second attempt. This is a 7.5 kilo increase. This is to take him to 397.5. Would lift him up into 4th place overall. Opportunity was there. So 6 lifts to go, David. KOLECKI heads the clean and jerk rankings, but much now depends on Koroush BAGHERI. This is a 5 kilo increase. BAGHERI would regain the lead in the clean and jerk and go ahead of PASHAEV in the overall with a total of 405. But has the Iranian got the strength for this?
Yes, 2:15 was not easy.
I think this is a huge call. He's got it there.
Yes.
Well, the competition has taken another turn now, 405 kilos. And that may be the killer blow as far as KOLECKI is concerned now, David.
Yes, he'd have to break the world record now.
Put himself up here, David. He really needs to fire himself up for this lift.
Yes, doesn't like to keep that weight on the shoulders for too long. Cleans, stands and jerks immediately.
So 220 on the bar. No, not having any of it. He didn't look as if he was up for it, quite frankly, when he walked off the stage last time. And he finishes at 390, which is disappointing, I think. I don't think he's going to be happy with that. I mean, When you think about it, he only got one good snatch attempt in, and in the clean and jerk, he's only achieved one. So he's only got 2 out of 6, and you don't win medals with that sort of percentage. By contrast, Pilosian, who got 3 good snatches in and has got a bronze medal already for his effort in the first half, is now going for 6 out of 6. This is a 5 kilo increase from Pilosian, so this would take him to 405 kilos, but he'd still find himself in second place overall because of body weight. He's just that bit heavier than BAGHERI of Iran. It's a great pity that he couldn't have picked that up. He stays on 400 kilos. He stays in the bronze medal position. And we now have 4 lifts to go. 1 for PASHAEV, 1 for BAGHERI, 2 for KOLECKI. So PASHAEV now looking for the extra 5 kilos that will give him 405, and then, as well as that, the advantage of being the lightest man. So it means that BAGHERI, who's already on 405, would have to go to at least you have to go to at least 222.5 this weight as well to regain the lead and the advantage also in the clean and jerk. And that leaves KOLECKI then with 2 lifts. Really like to see PASHAEV get this. Lightest man in the whole competition. The only man weighing in at under 93 kilos.
Yes.
He's done it. And he's on fire. Absolutely on fire. And now the question, David, is the European champion going to also be the world champion tonight? 405 kilos, that's 5 kilos up on his Junior World Championship gold medal winning performance. What a season it's been. 387.5, 400, now 405.
Yes, he's the improving man, isn't he? So, 3 clean and jerks left. 2 for KOLECKI, 1 for BAGHERI. BAGHERI now needs this to win the competition, well, to go into the lead at the moment. And then Szymon KOLECKI will have 2 lifts left. 1, I would assume, to take the gold on the clean and jerk, and 1 to
go for broke,
maybe go for the overall, but it's asking a lot.
Well, BAGHERI 215 in the Olympics. This is 7.5 kilos up.
Yes, I think he's going to be struggling to stand up with this weight. Really had to work with that 220. Now, drives through.
He's there, and he proved himself to be strong overhead last time.
Yeah, he looks comfortable with the weight on the shoulders, and needs to get his feet in line.
Well, what a recovery, David, after 2 disastrous snatches.
So the only man that could take gold from him is KOLECKI, and I believe that the weight would have to be 235, depending on body weight.
But he's going, first of all, surely to get the gold medal in the clean and jerk. That would be the intelligent thing to do. I mean, they're indicating 230 kilos on the bar.
Well, 230 would give him the bronze overall, wouldn't it? It would put him on 402, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would...
So he's going for the gold. This would give him the gold on the clean and jerk and the bronze overall. And then he's got one lift left to do whatever he thinks he can.
So he's weighed in at 93 kilos 74, and Polossian's also on 93 kilos 74. So he's got to get ahead of Polossian to make sure that he gets the bronze medal. 402
yes,
and a half.
So he needs a 230.
So he's got 2 goes at it to get the clean and jerk gold and to get the overall bronze medal.
So we're now, earlier on we went over 400 pounds in the snatch, we're now over 500 pounds, 230 kilos.
Well, this is the man who is the world record holder in the clean and jerk, and remember, his record is 232 and a half. Well, if his back is troubling him, we're just about to find out by how much.
Well, that looked as good as the 220 for my money.
And he doesn't muck
Look
about.
At that.
Wow.
So what has this man got left? Is he going for gold?
For 402 and a half, and in the space of 5 minutes, the whole complexion has changed.
And he's just thinking to himself, if only I could have done that 177.5 on the snatch. But let's not write him off. He's still got another attempt.
Yes, that 5 kilos, David, would have taken him up to 407 and a half kilos. He would have still been slightly against it because of heavier body weight, but he would have then just had to equal his own world record. As it is now, he's got to go and set a new world record.
So he needs 137 if he's going to win, though. 135 isn't enough, is it?
No, well, that's right. I mean, he's at the moment on 402 and a half. This 5 kilos would take him to 407 and a half, and body weight would still keep him out of the gold medal position. He'd be in overall silver behind BAGHERI, ahead of PASHAEV, but it's not enough. I mean, he'd need 237 and a half.
So it's just a question of what he wants to do. He's got 1 gold and he's got 1 bronze. Does he want to add a silver, or is he going to go for broke?
Well, he is the world silver medalist from Athens, behind Kakashvilis. It's his choice. Maybe he's going to go 235. Maybe he's going to let the clock run down, give himself a bit more time. There he is. And then come out for this 1 lift. It would be some way, and it would be some recovery.
Well, if he... Yeah, of course, if he does this, he's also got, as well as the silver medal, he's also got the added bonus of a new world record.
I mean, the only thing he hasn't got is the overall championship. And
I think his coach has just said, go for 237. Let's have the overall. Come on. You've got the gold. You can do the world record anytime you want. Let's add another 2.5, and let's just see what happens.
Well, this is big boy sport, and this is the moment when you challenge yourself. Let the clock run down. Let him sort himself out for another minute or so. Give himself a bit more time.
He's discussed it with his coach. I think he's going to go 237.5.
You're absolutely right. The loaders are on the stage. An extra 2.5 kilos are on the bar. So it's go for everything. I mean, I think this is the right decision. Unless he genuinely feels that the weight is absolutely beyond him, or he might really injure himself. This is the right approach. Now, of course, this would give him 410 kilos, which is still below the world standard, but nonetheless, it would be an amazing recovery, David.
Well, this would be, for me, this would be the lift of the championship. 237.5, 5 kilos over the world record. Snatched really badly for him, 172.5.
And 12.5 kilos off the pace. Sorry, is that right? Yes, 12.5 kilos off the pace and behind a man who weighs less than him. So effectively 15 kilos down. So this absolutely would be the lift of the championship so far, if he can do it.
Well, if he succeeds with this will be more than the lift of the championship. This will be the lift of lifts. This is something else.
25 seconds. Can he clean it? No, he can't. Bagheri of Iran gets the title. KOLECKI is the clean and jerk gold medalist and the overall bronze medalist. And the man who took silver in the snatch takes silver in the clean and jerk and silver overall, and that is Nizami PASHAEV of Azerbaijan, who'll be quietly pleased, David, that he's taken KOLECKI's scalp. Two 20-year-olds, PASHAEV and KOLECKI, and PASHAEV has got the better of that argument. But Bagheri of Iran is only 24. But when you reflect on his path this evening, as you see KOLECKI refuse to go any further, Bagheri, 185 failure in the first snatch, 185 failure in the second one, pulls it out of the bag. And remember, he was wobbling, he was struggling to keep his feet in line, to be steady, just escapes from jail, keeps himself in the competition, and goes on to take the title. Well, there are the figures for the clean and jerk. KOLECKI 230, absolutely in a class of his own as far as the clean and jerk is concerned. PASHAEV 7.5 kilos down, but lighter than Bagheri, getting the silver ahead of Bagheri taking bronze. And then in fourth place in the clean and jerk, Vakashuk of Moldavia. Overall, there are the facts and figures. By 2.5 kilos, the championship goes to Iran, with PASHAEV, the European champion, the junior world champion of the current season, taking the world silver. KOLECKI, who was world silver medalist 2 years ago in Athens, having tonight to settle for overall bronze. But a lot of young lifters who, David, are surely going to improve in the next 2 to 3 seasons.